first flight.
I'm Wilbur Wright.
I'm Orville Wright.
My name's Andy, and I'm Adam.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Willie.
I'm WC.
I'm Daniels.
And I'm the narrator.
Brothers on a mission. Wilbur and Orville Wright were brothers and bicycle mechanics who became fascinated by the idea of flight. They designed and built kites and later gliders, and soon focused their energies on building a heavier-than-air machine that would fly on its own power. They took their gliders to Kitty Hawk, South Carolina, where they did more than 1,000 trials. In 1902 and 1903, they used their experience with gliders to design and build the Flyer, a plane with an engine and propellers that they designed and built. They tried to patent their new ideas, but the U.S. Patent Office wasn't interested. Other amateur air enthusiasts were getting close to success in making and flying a true airplane. In particular, Samuel Langley of the Smithsonian Institution had several near successes. The brothers took the Flyer to some sand dunes called Kill Devil Hills near Kitty Hawk in December 1903. They built a 60-foot monorail to help guide the Flyer as it was launched. On December 14th, Wilbur made an unsuccessful attempt to get the Flyer into the air. On December 17th, Orville took the controls and launched into a 27-mile-an-hour wind. 3 men from a life-saving squad and 2 other local men helped set up the monorail. They also became witnesses to history as Orville Wright made the first flight, lasting 12 seconds and traveling 120 feet. The second flight with Wilbur at the controls lasted 15 seconds and traveled 175 feet. The third trial was 15 seconds long and traveled 200 feet. The last flight lasted 59 seconds and went 852 feet. Before they had an opportunity to make a fifth flight, a heavy gust of wind caught the Flyer and blew it across the dunes, wrecking the plane completely. Even though the brothers notified the press and had photographs to prove their accomplishment, little notice was taken of their achievement at the time. It was almost 5 years before they were generally acknowledged as the first to fly. In that time, the Wright brothers and other daring young men in flying machines made extraordinary progress in building and flying planes.
On December 17, 1903, 2 determined brothers who had spent the last 7 years trying to fly are ready to launch the Flyer, their latest and most advanced aircraft. Orville and Wilbur Wright had started with kites and graduated to gliders, constantly improving their designs. They designed and built a motor and propellers for their aircraft. They shipped the plane in pieces from their home in Dayton, Ohio, to Kill Devil Hills on the outer banks of North Carolina, near the small village of Kitty Hawk, where they had flown their gliders in previous winters. 3 members of a Lifesaver Corps have come to help, as well as WC and Johnny from neighboring towns.
Men, thank you for coming. I'm glad you saw a red flag asking for help.
We're glad to see you boys. Adam and Daniels and I are bored anyway. You liven up the place? There haven't been any lives for us surfmen to save lately.
I'm from Nags Head and I heard of you fellas. I'd love to see that machine get into the air.
I heard about you boys. I want to see this construction fly.
The brothers flipped a coin and Orville won. He would be the pilot.
I hope we make it today. Samuel Langley's plane almost flew over in Potomac River last week. If we want to be first, it's got to be now.
You're right. Somebody's got to be first. It ought to be us.
What can we do?
Boys, help us lay the track of the monorail on which the Flyer will be sliding along until it becomes airborne.
I'll take a picture. Someone has to prove this machine flew, and I think today is the day.
While the men set up the monorail, Orville and Wilbur shook hands for several moments.
I guess it's time. I think this one will fly.
Take care, brother. I think you're right.
I think those boys know this is the one. I can feel it in my bones.
Me too.
She's starting. Run along the sides, boys, and steady the wings.
The plane wobbled and shook and climbed into the sky. It sailed and bumped and jostled through the air and then landed on a ridge of sand 120 feet away after a 12-second flight. The men raced to congratulate Orville.
You flew. You actually flew.
We did it. It's the first time in the history of the world in which a machine carrying a man raised itself by its own power into the air in full flight.
Great job, Orville. I'm going to brag forever about what I saw today.
You did it, boys. Great job.
Guys, let's set it up and fly again. It's my turn this time.
The men hauled the plane back to the monorail and set it up again.
Ease off.
Go Wilbur, ride like the wind.
It flew 15 seconds this time.
The Flyer traveled 175 feet this time.
They set up for a third flight. Orville back at the controls.
This time it went 200 feet in 15 seconds. That's the best yet.
At noon, Wilbur made the fourth flight.
That's a record. You were in the air 59 seconds.
He flew 852 feet. What a flight. Boys will never forget this day.
A sudden wind gust came up across the dunes and whipped the flyer as they were getting ready for a fifth flight, hoping this time to fly the 4 miles to the village of Kitty Hawk. The men raced to save the flyer, but the machine was broken beyond repair.
Let's walk to Kitty Hawk, Wilbur. I've got a telegram to send to Dad and Kate.
The telegram read, "Success 4 flights Thursday morning, all against 21-mile wind. Started from level with engine power alone. Average speed through air 31 miles. Longest 59 seconds in foreign press home for Christmas." Newspapers were informed, but little notice was taken of the Wright brothers' achievements. Even though they had photographs to prove what they did, it would be almost 5 years before it was generally recognized that the Wright brothers had been the first to fly successfully in a heavier-than-air machine.